This is the end. EVs are destroying the supercar landscape. At least, this is what traditional car lovers believe. They believe these electric cars have snatched away the attention for traditional roaring engines and have replaced them with a robotic studio-recorded playback, like they would not know the difference. Right now, the ones who probably hate EVs the most will be the lovers of the Audi R8, who love the car so much that they call it the baby Lambo. So, why do they hate EVs so much? As much as we hate to be the bearer of bad news, the reason is that the Audi R8 will no longer be produced. Why is this? Are EVs to be blamed? What can be done to stop this? Is there going to be a replacement? What is going on? The era of the four-ringed Audi R8 sports car is over, as Audi announced that the last R8 has left the production line. Audi announced that the last unit was a 2022 Vegas Yellow R8 V10 Performance Quattro Edition Coupe. This car is a real beauty. This beast of a vehicle rewrote the rulebook on what a supercar and sports car can be. The R8 was one of Audi's saviors, even if it was a gamble production for the company. The entire car landscape knows, and this begs the question of why Audi would discontinue the Audi R8. The reason is the electrification of the vehicle landscape, but more on this later. First, let's take you down memory lane on why the R8 is a special car. Audi making the R8. How exactly did this god tier of a sports car emerge from Audi, a brand that meant nothing more than upper-middle-class transportation? Audi was known for building top-tier sedans and luxury coupes that could be optioned as more performant variants with turbochargers, electronic fuel injection, and advanced all-wheel drive. Even at that, Audi's performance cars were relatively tame compared to the kind of diabolical monsters that AMG or BMW was pushing out those days. So what changed? Audi's journey to supercar status is a tale of innovation, setbacks, and ultimate triumph. It began with revolutionary race cars like the 1938 Type D, the 200 Trans Am, and the V8 DTM, which dominated competitions and showcased Audi's engineering prowess. However, the company's reputation took a hit in the 80s due to unintended acceleration claims, casting a shadow over its achievements. However, by the 90s and early 2000s, Audi was ready to challenge the supercar elite. Competitors like Mercedes, BMW, Ferrari, Porsche, and Aston Martin were releasing groundbreaking models. Audi was stepping into uncharted territory, and it knew that if it was going to make a difference, it needed a halo car to prove its mettle. The groundwork had been laid with concepts like the Quattro Spider, Avis, Volkswagen's W12 Nardo, and the record-breaking R8 Le Mans race car. The breakthrough came with designer Frank Lamberti, who transformed the functional R8 race car into a stunning production model. Drawing inspiration from the Lamborghini Gallardo, the R8 featured a mid-mounted V8, Lamborghini's aluminum space-frame chassis, a 6-speed gated manual, and Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive. The Le Mans Quattro concept in 2003, with its 602-horsepower twin-turbo V10, captivated the automotive world. When the Audi R8 debuted in 2006, it was a game-changer. Its design, performance, and practicality set new standards. The introduction of the 5.2L V10 in 2008 further cemented its legacy. The R8 e-tron and LMS Ultra race car showcased Audi's commitment to innovation and dominance on the track. Even special editions, like the Arcadia-inspired model, highlighted the R8's broad appeal. The second-generation R8, particularly the GT, refined the formula with more power, better handling, and an aggressive design. It retained Audi's signature quality and usability. As Audi's final V10 supercar, the R8 GT marks the end of an era. The Audi R8 transformed the brand's image, making it synonymous with high performance and engineering excellence. Its legacy as a legendary supercar will endure, celebrated for its impact on the automotive world. So, with that much impact, why has Audi stopped making it? How EV ended the R8. On a broad perspective, the end of the R8 line is not unique, but rather one in the long line of changes the electrification of vehicles has brought. The reason for the death of the R8 is the same thing that made it so special from its conception, and that is its V10 engine. Remember the V10 Plus that revolutionized the supercar soundtrack forever? While they are wonderful, they are also bad for the environment because of their high carbon emissions. How sad that the same tailpipes which are connected to the V10 engines to produce some of the best-sounding cars the world has ever seen, and are the reason we love the R8, would also be the reason for their demise. Wild. Memory lane. Audi made sure to give the R8 a grand farewell by making the R8 GT, and before you assume it's just a slightly more powerful, slightly more special version of a regular supercar, know that it's much more momentous than it appears. It has lightweight seats, carbon fiber roll bars, and new lightweight forged wheels. It boasts its massive carbon ceramic brakes that make sure to bring you back down when its 611 horsepower knocks you out of the Milky Way. Interestingly, Audi's famous Quattro all-wheel drive is absent in all 333 special editions. Instead, you get rear-wheel drive complete with 7 levels of adjustable rear axle slippage. The previous gen of the R8 has always been more rear-wheel drive bias, although the all-wheel drive, so the absence of the Quattro all-wheel drive does not mean less fun. Engineers played with the aerodynamics as well, making this the most track-focused, lightest, most agile, and most hardcore version of a production R8 ever. With an aggressive spoiler and a massive wing, this R8 just looks like Audi engineers took a wrong turn on the racetrack and ended up on the street. Most important of all is the fact that this is Audi's final V10 supercar. It's done. No more V10 Audi for you, for us, or anyone else. So how did this second-gen R8 come to be? Let's back up a bit. When the second-generation R8 hit showroom floors in 2015 for the 2016 model year, the energy surrounding it was through the sunroof. The first car was badass enough for Batman, so the new version needed to take badly to a higher level than the original. The second-gen R8 was literally a completely new car, using an entirely new platform, and parts that were shared with the also all-new Lamborghini Huracan, aka the Influencer Mobile. When eyes first laid on it at the 2015 Geneva Motor Show, the R8 shocked us all with styling choices much more angular and angry-looking than the old soft, sexy shape of the first gen. Still, the design worked. Its active aero, giant bulging side vents, and even bigger trapezoid grille stayed true to Audi's design language. But where the real magic happened was underneath all that sheet metal you see, at the back of the driver's seats, the Audi 5.2 LV10 Plus engine that reinvented the automotive soundtrack of the 2010 S and propelled the R8 to insane speeds. For many speed aficionados, 4-figure horsepower was only a phone call and a credit card swipe away. The regular V10 made 540 horsepower, whereas the 2017 tuned version of the R8 V10 made a whooping 610 horsepower. You know it is said to underpromise and overdeliver? Audi took this to heart because even though they promised a whooping 3.2 second 0.60 time for that V10 Plus, they overdelivered, and drivers were recording numbers like 2.6 seconds 0.60. That meant the owners of the R8 were getting $1.1 million McLaren P1 performance for less than $200,000. What a steal. Audi's recipe for the R8 would not be complete without the wicked-fast dual-clutch 7-speed transmission. The second-gen R8 was a good car. It could rip out the corners faster than most Ferraris and stay neutral at high speeds better than almost anything on the road, while providing its drivers with one of the most tasteful supercar interiors we have ever seen. It was the first truly daily drivable supercar ever. It worked as well on the street during daily commutes as on the racetrack. It was comfortable, beautiful, and above all else, reliable. Its superb design made it a unique car that wasn't odd when parked next to a Ferrari or Lamborghini, and you could count on it to work every single time. Take into consideration that maintenance and repairs were far less expensive than pretty much every exotic car it competes with. And it's not hard to see why the R8 was such a massive success for the brand. It was a full-on supercar without the usual supercar drawbacks. So, now the R8 is gone. So, what next? The future. Fortunately, there are speculations that there will be a replacement for the R8. Although the replacement may or may not carry the R8 badge, it is guaranteed that it will be an Audi e-tron. What does this mean? It means the replacement for the groundbreaking R8 would be electronic, with all the pecs that come with the electronic drivetrain. This replacement promises to be mouth-watering. So, will Audi hit the milestones it had with the R8? Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on similar videos dropping soon.